Alright, y'all, welcome back to another TVRM coaches and rolling stock descriptions video. Today we're going to be looking at the last coach in TVRM's roster, and it is another office car and an observation car, and it is built by the Southern Railway. It is Southern Railway office car number 21. So let's go ahead and get started. The Pullman Company built what would become office car 21 in 1926 as the Pullman sleeping car. Point Richmond, a typical heavyweight sleeping car built to plan 358 4A with the 10 open sections and 2 private drawing rooms. By the early 1950s, new streamlined cars were replacing the old heavyweights, leading Pullman to retire the Point Richmond. After its removal from the Pullman fleet, Southern Railway rebuilt the car into an office car for executive uses on their Haynes shops, complete with an open rear platform, spacious staterooms, kitchen, sleek mid-century dining rooms, an observation lounge in 1956. The car would serve Southern Railway until 1982, then passed to the Norfolk Southern Railway Corporation until retirement around 2000. TVRM acquired the car in 2020 and spent 5 years restoring it to 1960 condition, ready to welcome you back to the silver age of railroading. As you can see right here, there is Southern Railway number 500 leading the dinner on the diner, and there's office car number 21 behind. So the Point Richmond continued to serve the Pullman Company and its tens of thousands of patrons per day into the 1940s until the divestiture in 1948, when the car was sold by Pullman to the C&O NTP, a subsidiary of the Southern Railway, and then leased back to the Pullman Company for operation and upkeep. Eventually, it gained the number C&O and TP 3509. Note of TVRM's Maitland became C&O and TP 3510, and Old Dominion NRHS's McGriff became 3512. Shortly after the number was applied, the Point Richmond was removed from service in 1952. Pullman having replaced it with more modern lightweight cars featured more rooms than sections, something the screening post-war traveler preferred, and the car was placed into storage in 1952. Originally, it was to be converted into a baggage car at the Haynes shops, such as TVRM's 598, 4064, and 4530, which were all rebuilt from heavyweight Pullman sleeping cars in the early 1950s. Ultimately, however, the decision was made around 1955 to convert the Point Richmond into an office car. The car rolled out of the Haynes shops in 1956 as office car 21, featuring an open rear platform, bedroom with washroom and shower, master room with washroom and shower, a public washroom with a shower, dining room, crew room with washroom and a shower, and kitchen. Externally, the clerestory roof had been covered with one of Haynes' signature's turtleback roofs. The revisit sides, like this one right here, and narrow wood frame windows have been replaced with smooth welded sides and large sealed Adams Westlake sashes. And to top it off, a coat of Southern Railway's number 4 green was applied with the gold Roman lettering. The car quickly became the favorite of D.W. Bill Brosnan, president of a later chairman of the Southern Railway. So here's the bedrooms right here. And here's the dining room of office car 21 with the original furnishings and fixtures. And I think this may be the office area. A few years later, the original Pullman 2410A trucks were replaced with GSC outwing swing hanger trucks, as were standard on Southern Railway cars, and multiple different interior color schemes were trailed off. After all its interior change, another exterior change came when the car was renumbered to 6. On the 26th of October 1970, this would prove to be short-lived, and on 21st of July 1972, the car was renumbered to 5 and reassigned to Mr. Hall. It was an OC 5-inch that the car began its relationship with TVRM. At this time, TVRM was a short back-and-forth operation running from East Chattanooga to Milepost 1 and to the west side of Tunnel Boulevard, where there was no longer any tunnel for the railroad to traverse. Only a gaping chasm. A major milestone was completed in 1977 when the TVRM built a bridge across the road, and Southern Railway donated the remaining right-of-way to East Southern Railway, sent Office Car 5 to this ceremony alongside the open observation car, Lookout Mountain, 4501, and other TVRM equipment. A few years later, color television came into the car in 1980 with the Sony set being installed. 2 years later, the car became property of the Norfolk Southern Railway Corporation, and it was eventually renumbered to 8, and then named Tennessee. 2 decades later, the car was retired and sold into the private ownership for PV usage, but aimed at mounting costs, the owner instead sold the outside swing hanger and trucks from beneath the car for use beneath the Pullman, later Wabash Parlor car of City of Peru. Now without trucks, the car simply sat near St. Louis until TVRM donors acquired the car for the museum in 2020. The car naturally had to come by crane and semi since it had no trucks, and it was lowered onto a pair of DeFasco trucks in January of 2020. Upon arrival at the museum, this would begin a 5-year restoration back to Southern Railway appearance as Office Car 21. Ultimately, a set of GSC outside swing hanging trucks were obtained from a 4-year New York Central office car, which according to somewhere, the final set produced. With limited shop space, Office Car 8 found itself in, then out of, then in to the shops multiple times before emerging as Southern Railway Office Car 21, once again in December of 2023. Further electrical and plumbing work was required, as was interior restoration before the car was ready to enter service. Ultimately, this work will be completed in the first half of 2025, and Southern Railway number 21 made its first trip on TVRM's dinner train in August of 2025. Depending on the minimalist corporate office car of the 1950s, 1980s, in contrast to the museum's other office car, Baltimore, Ohio, number 98, which even is restrained 1950s condition, is still filled with Pullman's Edwardian opulence of the 1910s and 20s. The museum looks forward to having OC21 host museum patrons and visitors on various excursions and providing the chance to relax the spacious restored interior complete with the original furniture, wall clocks, features, and even original 1950s jacks, windows, blinds, or on the classic rear platforms, while the heavyweight cars, the heaviest at TVRM, carries the markers. Okay, so for the specifications, the car is the Southern Railway office car number 21. The car type is an office business car. The operators are the Pullman Company, Southern Railway, Norfolk Southern Railway, the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum, which is now currently owned. The builder is the Pullman Company. The date built is 1926. The rebuilder is Southern Railway Haynes Shops. The date rebuilt was 1956. The length is 84 feet and 2 inches. It has a weight of 210,000 pounds, and the paint scheme is Southern Pullman number 4 green, and it is lettered Southern, and as its status, it is serviceable. Alright, so that will mark the end of the coaching line, or the passenger car line for the TVRM coaches and rolling stock descriptions video. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. Please be sure to like, comment, hit the bell for notifications of new videos, and subscribe. Next week I will start the rolling stock portion of this series. So be on the lookout for that. But as always, thank you all again for watching, and I will see y'all next week.